Welcome to the deep dive, where we cut through the noise and really get to the heart of what matters. Today, we're tackling something I think a lot of us feel, that, persistent feeling of being stuck.
Yeah, that's a common one.
You know, the one you've got these huge goals, these big dreams, but you feel overwhelmed. Maybe there's that little bit of fear creeping in, or you're just caught in that endless loop of overthinking things.
Right. Analysis paralysis.
Exactly. And we're all consuming so much information these days, aren't we? Articles, videos, podcasts like this one.
Absolutely. Information overload is real.
But actually translating all that good stuff, all
Yeah.
that knowledge into action, well, that often feels like climbing Everest for a lot of people. So our deep dive today, it's really about shifting gears, moving from just talking about things or, thinking about them to actually building something.
Precisely. And our mission today is to get really practical. We want to unpack some solid ways to get over those common hurdles. We're focusing on actionable steps, things you can actually do that can genuinely change your path forward, whether you're, say, still in school, maybe launching something new, or just trying to figure out what's next.
Yeah.
We'll look at how small actions, being honest with yourself, using smarter strategies, and really adopting producer's mindset can make a massive difference. It's all about getting things done.
Okay, brilliant. Let's unpack this. Our first big idea is about cultivating these little accomplishments. And there's this concept called the 30-second rule. So think about it. Have you ever looked at a huge dream, maybe starting a business, learning a totally new skill, or even just a massive project staring you down, and you just felt frozen?
Totally paralyzed. Yep.
The sheer size of it makes it feel impossible to even start, right? We tell ourselves, oh, I need to be perfect first, or I need a whole weekend free, and then, well, nothing happens.
Yeah, the dream just stays a dream, gathering dust, like you said.
Exactly. It just sits there.
And that paralysis, it's such a huge barrier.
Yeah.
Often it comes down to our brain just hating the idea of big effort. But what's really cool here is this 30-second rule, because it kind of hacks that. It leverages a powerful idea, overcoming inertia.
Inertia.
Yeah. The key is breaking down those huge, scary tasks into tiny, consistent steps, little accomplishments. So instead of this massive leap, you just commit to one small, manageable step every single day. And the rule is, commit just 30 seconds to start.
30 seconds, that's it.
That's it. It sounds almost trivial, right?
Right.
But because it's so small, your brain doesn't see it as a big threat or a huge effort. So it's easier to just begin. And what often happens is once you do start, even for just 30 seconds, you find yourself keeping going. You build this momentum almost without trying. It helps form new habits.
Huh. That's fascinating. But it does require a bit of a mindset shift, doesn't it? To actually
Yeah.
embrace doing something so small when we're always told to go big.
It absolutely does.
Sure.
And that's kind of the hidden genius of it. You have to redefine what success looks like on a daily micro level. Think about writing a book, maybe 50,000 words. Sounds daunting, right?
Terrifying.
Yeah. But you don't focus on the 50,000. You focus on one sentence, then the next. One paragraph,
Yeah.
maybe one page. It's that cumulative effect that makes the impossible feel, well, inevitable.
Right. Like the fitness example, too. Don't stress about the full hour at the gym straight away.
Exactly. Just commit to that 30-second plank every morning. That tiny effort, that's not just a step, it's a win. It proves to yourself you can start, and that little victory fuels the next one.
So the pitfall isn't just getting started, it's also that perfection thing, wanting it to be amazing right away.
Precisely. That's probably the biggest trap. Waiting for the perfect moment or feeling like every single time you try, it has to be your absolute 100% best effort.
Yeah, that pressure.
It is. But the reality is, some days, just showing up and doing your 30 seconds or your one small thing, that's the most you can manage. And that's completely okay. It's fine. Don't let chasing some impossible standard of perfection stop you from even starting. Consistency beats flawless performance. It never happens. That's the goal here.
Okay, so measuring progress then.
Yeah.
It's not about these huge leaps daily. It's simpler.
Much simpler. It's about shifting your focus. Did you do that one small intentional step today? Did you hit your 30 seconds? Did you read that one chapter?
Just ticking the box.
Yeah, just ticking that box. But that daily check-in creates this powerful, visible record. You see the consistency building up. You see how much you're actually doing, one tiny win at a time. It's like this quiet proof of your progress.
I like that. Quiet proof.
And that's the real power, you know. Consistent, tiny actions build unstoppable momentum. They transform those daunting goals into something genuinely achievable without burning you out.
Okay, so we start building momentum with these tiny wins, but then often another barrier pops up. It's that inner critic, right? Or just the fear of looking stupid.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Which brings us to this next idea, which I found kind of liberating, actually. It's about admitting you suck and using that self-awareness strategically.
It sounds harsh, but it's incredibly powerful.
It does sound a bit harsh, but let's be honest, a lot of us avoid trying new things purely because we're scared we'll be bad at them, we don't want to fail publicly.
The vulnerability is tough.
Or the flip side, sometimes we cling on to things we're clearly not good at. Maybe it's pride, or we feel like we should be good at it. And that just holds us back from real growth. It's like being stuck either way.
It's such a common trap. And the argument here is that the path to real growth, it starts with being brutally honest with yourself. You have to admit, okay, what do I genuinely suck at? And this isn't about feeling sorry for yourself or beating yourself up. Not at all.
Right, it's not self-pity.
No, it's about clarity. It gives you power,
Yeah,
actually. Because once you acknowledge a weakness, you can make a smart decision. Option one, you actively work to improve it. You practice, you learn. Option two, if it's really not your core strengths or you just can't seem to get better, maybe you find someone else who is great at it to help you. Delegate it.
Or even quit.
Or even quit.
Yeah.
Knowing when to gracefully step away from something that just isn't working is also crucial. That honesty, that vulnerability, it actually builds strength and opens up new paths.
That really reframes failure, doesn't it? It's less I failed and more, okay, this isn't my strength, what's the next move?
Exactly. It's data for redirection.
Yeah.
There are examples of this, right? Someone forgetting lines on stage during public speaking.
Oh, yeah. He talked about sucking at public speaking in school. Forgetting lines. Nightmare scenario.
Total nightmare.
Yeah.
But instead of just giving up and saying, I suck at this, full stop,
Yeah.
he practiced hours with his phone camera, systematically got better, and eventually became a public speaker.
That's dedication.
It is. But then contrast that with writing the book. He realized he kind of sucked at the actual writing part, the wordsmithing. His goal was sharing ideas, not being a novelist.
So he hired a ghostwriter.
Exactly. That's using self-awareness strategically, isn't it? Not retreating, but finding a different way to reach the goal. Very smart.
So if we don't admit our shortcomings, what's the real danger? What's the pitfall?
Well, there are two main traps, really. One is just not trying anything new at all, using I'm bad at it as an excuse before you even give it a fair shot. That's just self-sabotage.
Right, preemptive failure.
The other trap is being stubborn. Sticking with something you know you're bad at, refusing to let go. Maybe it's pride, maybe it's the sunk cost fallacy. I've already put so much time into this.
Yeah, I recognize that one.
Neither of those leads anywhere good. You don't grow, you don't achieve what you could, the world's too big, opportunities are too vast to stay locked into things that just don't fit or aren't working. You stagnate.
Okay, so measuring progress here. It's not about suddenly becoming amazing overnight at the thing you sucked at.
No, not at all. It's about the action you take based on that honest assessment.
So did I actually identify something specific I struggle with?
Yes. And then, what concrete step did you take? Are you actively practicing? Learning a new skill? Did you find someone to delegate it to? Or did you make that tough but informed decision to quit gracefully and put your energy elsewhere?
The progress is in the strategic move.
Exactly. It shows maturity, self-awareness, and a focus on results, not ego. That honest self-assessment empowers you. You can address weaknesses smartly, either grow yourself or delegate, and that frees you up to focus on your real strengths. It accelerates everything.
Moving on to our third solution, and this one feels incredibly timely. The advice to stop overthinking and maybe controversially start copying. Wisely, of course.
Yes, wisely is the key word there.
We're always told, think before you act, which is generally good advice. But what happens when that thinking just spirals? Endless rumination, worrying about every possible consequence, and you end up doing nothing.
Crippling inaction.
That overthinking becomes like a prison, doesn't it? Especially when we also feel this pressure to be constantly innovative, 100% original all the time. It's exhausting.
It absolutely is. And it's a trap that catches so many smart, ambitious people. The antidote, the argument goes, is to prioritize doing over endless deliberation. Trust your gut feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
Your first instinct is often the boldest, the most direct path. Just go with it.
Easier said than done sometimes.
True, but necessary. And then on the ideas front, stop innovating, start copying. Now let's be super clear. This is not about plagiarism.
Right, not stealing.
No, it's about looking at what's already successful out there. Drawing smart inspiration from existing concepts, adapting them, and then adding your own unique spin, your unique value. Think about it. Most truly new ideas are actually built on something that came before. The refinements, combinations, reimaginings. This approach just makes starting so much easier, less friction.
That makes sense. It's like pattern recognition and then iterating rather than trying to conjure something from absolutely nothing. Was there an example of how overthinking can actually derail things?
Yeah, there was. Talking about choosing computer science in school, not out of passion, but because of overthinking all the other options, weighing pros and cons endlessly, scared of not having a safe backup.
Ah, the safe option trap.
Exactly. And later regretting putting so much mental energy into a decision that didn't really lead anywhere fulfilling for him. But then contrast that with starting a business. Instead of trying to invent something totally new, he saw a market shift happening, people switching from dish soap bars to liquids.
Okay, clear trend.
Clear trend. So what did he do? He created a better, cheaper version of the liquid soap. He leveraged the existing demand, copied the basic concept, but improved it. Smart adaptation, not radical invention.
And even figures like Steve Jobs or Shakespeare, they built on existing ideas too, right?
Absolutely. They were masters of taking existing forms, existing technologies, existing stories, and transforming them into something brilliant and new in its execution and combination. Wise adaptation is a powerful creative force.
So the pitfall isn't just overthinking leading to inaction, but also this myth of pure, constant originality.
Exactly. And another related pitfall is becoming what's called an intelligent printer, just taking in information, memorizing it, and spitting it back out without really processing it or, crucially, acting on it.
Like a knowledge hoarder we mentioned earlier.
Precisely. Don't let the fear of making a mistake or this relentless need for ultimate originality stop you from taking that bold first step. Action is where the real learning happens. You iterate. You discover what works way faster than just thinking about it.
Okay, so measuring progress here is about that shift, right? From thinking to doing.
Yeah. Ask yourself, how many times this week did I actually act on an idea instead of letting it just bounce around in my head?
Or how many times did I look at something successful, a product, some content, and intentionally try to adapt one element of its success into my own work, instead of feeling I had to reinvent the entire wheel?
That's it. It shows you're committed to decisive action, not just contemplation. Prioritizing that decisive action and smart adaptation over endless thinking just propels you forward so much faster. It accelerates learning like nothing else.
Okay, our final solution really ties everything together nicely. It builds on all these ideas. The call to be a producer, not just a consumer, and critically, to build your moat.
This is where it all comes together.
Because let's face it, in this world overflowing with information, it's so easy to just keep consuming. Being a knowledge hoarder, right? Reading articles, watching videos, taking courses, but never actually doing anything with it.
Passive learning, very easy trap to fall into.
And at the same time, there's so much competition out there in almost everything we do. It's hard to stand out. So the big question becomes, how do you break out of that passive loop, start actively achieving, and create something that, well, that lasts, something that's uniquely you?
This is the core of it. It requires a fundamental mindset shift. Stop being just a consumer of information. Become an active producer.
Yeah.
An executor. Don't just learn stuff. Apply it. Create something tangible with it. Put it out into the world, even if it's small at first.
Okay, produce more than consume.
Yes. And while you're doing that, simultaneously focus on identifying and deliberately building your unique moat.
Your moat, like a castle moat.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's your defense. It's that specific knowledge, that particular skill, or maybe a unique combination of talents that makes you distinct.
Yeah.
Makes you difficult for others to just copy or replicate easily. This moat is what makes you valuable. It gives you leverage. It ensures you have long-term relevance and impact. It's your unique selling proposition, basically. What makes you different and hard to replace.
That idea of a moat is really powerful. It's not just what you know, but what you uniquely do with it, and maybe even how you present it. Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say you spend hours reading about vintage cameras, your hobby.
Okay.
Instead of just reading, maybe you start a small blog reviewing them, or an Instagram page showing off photos taken with them, or you start a little online community for fellow enthusiasts. You're now producing something based on your consumption.
Gotcha. Active output.
Active output. Or think about the author himself. He admits he talks a lot. So he monetized that, became a public speaker, then a content creator. His moat became his ability to simplify complex ideas clearly. And then he layered onto that his specific 3 things format. The whiteboard, that signature doom sound effect. Those became recognizable brand elements, part of his moat. Harder for others to just imitate wholesale?
So the moat can be a combination of skills and style.
Definitely. It's about finding your unique combination.
So the pitfall here is pretty clear then. Getting stuck, just learning forever.
That's the main one. Getting trapped in those endless learning loops without ever executing. Or maybe trying to be good at everything, a jack of all trades, but without developing that clear differentiator, that moat. And crucially, don't wait until you think you're the absolute best or you've learned everything before you start producing. You'll never start.
Right, perfectionism again.
Exactly. Consistent production is actually how you get better. It's how you discover and refine your moat along the way. Progress through action, not waiting for perfection. Your moat gets clearer as you build it brick by brick.
Okay, so measuring progress here is about output.
Output is key. How often are you creating something, sharing something, actively applying what you're learning? Track that production.
And for the moat.
For the moat, you need to ask yourself regularly, what is it that truly makes me different and valuable in this space? What's my unique edge? And then, am I actively working on refining that? Am I leveraging it? Is it getting stronger, more defined as I keep producing?
So it's an ongoing process of tracking output and refining that unique value.
That's how you track your journey from just being a passive learner to becoming an influential creator with real impact. Becoming an active producer and building that unique moat. That's what transforms you. It ensures you stay relevant and successful long-term.
Wow. Okay, what an incredible deep dive. Seriously practical strategies for actually building and growing, not just, talking about it. We've covered so much ground, from taking those tiny 30-second steps to kickstart things,
Overcoming inertia.
to being brutally honest about what you suck at and using that knowledge,
Strategic self-awareness.
to ditching the overthinking, intelligently adapting ideas instead of always trying to reinvent the wheel.
Smart copying.
And finally, becoming a producer, building that unique moat that makes you unbeatable. These really feel like blueprints, not just abstract ideas.
They really are. And remember, that journey from wanting to do something to actually achieving it is paved with action. Consistent action. It really comes down to that consistency, having the self-awareness to know your strengths and weaknesses, adapting smartly, and just having the willingness to put yourself and your work out there. That's what the world rewards building.
So the big question for everyone listening, what does this mean for you? Our call to action today is pretty straightforward. Pick just one of these solutions we talked about. Just one. Maybe it's committing to that 30-second rule for a new habit you've been meaning to start. Or maybe it's finally identifying one thing you know you suck at and making a real plan this week to address it, learn, delegate, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, take that one small concrete step today. Don't just think about it. Do it.
That first step, it's always the hardest, isn't it? But honestly, the world doesn't really care about your amazing thoughts or your brilliant intentions locked up in your head. It only notices, only values what you actually build, what you deliver. So get out there and start building.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive. We really hope it sparked some aha moments for you and gave you some clear next steps for your own journey of building and creating. And hey, if you found this valuable, if you want more insights like this on actionable strategies for growth, please do let us know. We'd absolutely love to keep exploring these kinds of topics with you. That's it from us today. This is Lisa and Jim signing off from Pod Talk. Hope you all have an informative session. Please like and subscribe for more such sessions. We hope to see you soon with a brand new topic of discussion.